Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Martine Brisson, and as you can see today, I decided to put a little new background. Somebody commented that it's always the same background. Well, it's my office, but so today it's kind of a special request day, so new background, and also I'm going to answer a request that somebody asked um, for me to talk about. So, and it's about our brain and perception. And yeah, so the way kind of can say human being 101 in a sense is that we are bombarded by information that we get through our eyes, our ears, our skin, no, all the five senses really. And what it does is then is decoded. And then when it's recoded in our brain, now our brain is inside a little box, right? It doesn't see anything. And then it's recorded in our brain. And when it's recorded in our brain, coded in our brain is recorded against according to our beliefs, according to our values, according to our experiences of life, according to whatever is in the database, and also according to the way we feel at that particular moment. Because the same event, you're happy or not happy, won't have the same perception. And then our brain makes all this little calculation, and then it gives us a perception. And that means that our perception of reality is not reality. It's only a perception of reality. That means you don't have to believe everything you think because it's only a perception in the moment. That's it. That's all. Okay. I know it looks real, it feels real, but now look of all. No, you probably have seen them. No, all the optical illusions. Right, our brain plays tricks on us, and apparently, I've heard that when the Spanish first arrived in South America, I don't remember if it's the Inca, the Aztec, the Mayas, no, one of, one of those guys. They didn't see the ship arriving, even though the eyes could see the ship. There was no perception of the ship because even though the eyes were seeing the ships arriving, in the memory bank, there's no ship. They never seen a ship. They never seen anything bigger than a canoe. So they lead the perception of it until, well, once they landed, these are harder to miss. But so we cannot always rely on our five senses, right? Because we see only a narrow perception also. So we live in the same life as bats, but bat has a totally different perception of the environment that we do. So our perception of reality is not reality. It's only a perception of reality. That's why if you go see a movie and then with friends, and then after that you discuss the movie, it almost looks like nobody saw the same movie at the same time because you had a different perception of that movie. So like I said, you don't have to believe everything you think because it's only your perception. Like I said, the way you feel that day also will have put a different lens through which you see an event. Let's say I'm driving along and somebody cuts me off. If I'm in a happy mood, I might say, oh, that person must be very in a hurry, right? And if I'm already in a crappy mood, like that driver doesn't know how to drive. Same event, no, seen through different lenses, and there is to it. So we have little filters through which we filter life, and then we think that those filters give us through information. And that's why we wonder why somebody will think a certain way and somebody else will think a certain way. And then you wonder why people don't see it the same way, because you have the truth. Well, it's because we don't see the same thing, because we have different experiences, different values, different beliefs. Will affect the way we perceive events, situations in our lives or around us, right? So you don't have to believe everything that you think, because you might change. Yes, it might make you angry or happy or whatever, but our moods are like the weather. They change all the time because things are going through us all the time, and it changes all the time. Nothing is permanent. Same way of looking to an event or looking through a situation. Maybe you get new information and you have a totally different perception of the same event, the same thing, because we have our, like I said, our little lenses through which we filter whatever is going in our lives. And sometimes we have also recurring thoughts. Now, some people come to see me and they say, no, I always have this thought, and this thought keeps coming and coming and coming, or it looks like I cannot get those thoughts out of my mind. There's something that you probably heard the expression, neurons that fires together, wires together. And that means that, let's say I'm learning to play the violin. As I'm learning to play the violin, the neural pathways that are linked to that finger movements get reinforced in the brain. And they've seen that in the brain with MRIs. And if I stop playing the violin, my brain will come back to normal. Now, that part of the brain that was more developed goes back to normal. So that's the beauty of plasticity, the brain plasticity. And it's the same thing with our recurring thoughts. Now, each time we have those thoughts, this recurring thoughts, it just reinforce the same pathways over and over. And it's a bit like I'm not really on Instagram, but on Facebook or Instagram, those kind of things, same algorithm gods. And let's say that you watch cute cats videos. Apparently they're very popular. So you watch cats videos, and then the algorithm gods say, oh, she must like cats videos, so let's put some more cat videos in her feed. And then because you have more cats videos in your feed, you watch more cat videos, and guess what? You have more cats videos. And it's the same thing with our brain, because if you put attention to the thoughts, the recurring thoughts all the time, you're just reinforcing that particular circuit, that particular pathways. And the algorithm gods of your brain gives you more and more of the same thoughts, because that's the one you pay attention to. And as you put less and less attention, let's say to the cat videos, but then you'll have less cat videos in your feed and more that what you actually want. And it's the same thing with the brain. So as you put less attention, because usually you have that thoughts, and because you have that thought, you think that it means something, and you invite it for dinner and dine it and put more time into that thought, and why do I have that thoughts? Where does that thought come from? And why makes me feel this way? And you put more time in that thought. But as you just notice, oh, funny, I have that thought, and you let it go. You don't dine it, don't offer it a glass of wine. It will go away, because we have 60,000 to 100,000 thoughts per day. They come and go all the time. So as you put less and less attention into it, less and less importance, into those thoughts. That particular pathway will eventually, that doesn't mean you will never come again. That's not what I'm saying. No, but it won't stay as long, or will not come back as often, because it's, oh, well, there's no point of giving her that thought because, hey, she doesn't pay attention to it. And that's all there is to it. Funny to know the brain and the algorithms, the same thing. What you pay attention to comes back. And if you don't pay attention to it, like I said, the brain is flexible, and it's made, or actually our default is calm and peace. So our brain will go back to calm and peace as we put less and less attention to on what we don't want. So I hope it answers the question that was asked. And well, if you have any questions, feel free to comment on the video or send me a message, and I'll be happy to answer any question that you might have. And on that, well, see you next week. Ciao.